Hello, friends. Welcome to Level Up with Debbie Neal. I am your host. There is nowhere I would rather be than right here, right now with you. This podcast is all about leveling up in all aspects of our lives. Thank you for being here. I am so grateful. I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Together, we are leveling up. You ready? Hello, my Level Up family. I hope you are amazing. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the Level Up with Debbie Neal podcast. You guys, I'm always so excited. I'm so grateful to be here. And I'm just extra excited because I'm in a wedding era over here in my house. We're doing major wedding plans. I believe by the time this podcast drops, my daughter's wedding would have taken place, but we're now about 3 weeks out. She gets married August 16th. Wow. And this mama is super excited. So welcome if you're brand new here. Let me tell you a little bit about this podcast and why we're here. We're here to grow. We're here to level up, and we're here to rise into our purpose. Like, I know that my purpose here on this earth is to live my God-given potential and inspire as many people to do the same. And so we go deep, we get honest, we have real talk, and we talk about things that are going to move the needle forward in your leadership, in your business, and in your life. And so today's title is, now I saw this it was like a meme going through Instagram. So I'm like, oh, I love that. I just snapshot it. I have no idea where it came from. But I wanted to just write a podcast about it. And so there was just this little quote that said, growth hurts, comfort kills, so choose wisely. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love talking about growth. I love talking about comfort. And that really is so true. Like, growing pains hurt, but living in your comfort zone eventually is going to kill you, kill your dreams, kill your ambition, kill your vision. So every single day we have that opportunity to choose. Like, did you realize it's actually a choice to grow or a choice to stay where you are? You know, when people sometimes say, I'm stuck. No, you're not stuck. You're not cemented. Your feet are not cemented in the ground. You can move the needle forward. You can move your life forward. You can move your business forward. It's just, are you going to give up your comfort zone, which is eventually going to kill you, to feel a little bit of pain? So I'm really excited about this topic because what it does is it actually speaks to the very core of success, of living a fulfilled life, of leadership, and actually identity. Like, what is your identity? Do you want to be known as somebody that lives a life on purpose, with intention, big, bold, or just like somebody who's just like going through the motions and settling in life? So growth hurts, comfort kills, choose wisely. And this is not just like a little cute thing to save on Instagram like I did, but it's so much deeper than that. It's a decision that each one of us are making every single day. Now, you're making this choice either consciously or unconsciously, but you are leading in one direction. You are not standing still. You're a human being, and you're always in motion. You're either moving towards growth or you're moving towards comfort, okay? It's a decision that you're making every single day. So we're either evolving or we're repeating the same behavior, the same habits, the same mindset, the same business, the same result. There is absolutely no in between. So if you've ever felt stuck or plateaued or maybe uninspired, maybe you're just tired of your own damn excuses, okay? This is what I want you to know. If you're in discomfort right now, like, you're totally in the right place, okay? You're in the right place because it's really good. If you're growing and it hurts, it's working. And if you're too comfortable, it's time to wake up. So here's the thing about comfort. It's our default setting. Like, we just go back to that. You might have like a thermostat that's set in your house at 71, 72. You can adjust the air, make it cooler, but it's going to go back to 71, 72. Your comfort is what your body, your mind, your vision is set at. And the thing about it, it's cozy, it's really predictable, and it feels good for a while. It does not feel good long-term. It doesn't feel good when you're watching people earn trips that you didn't go for. It doesn't feel good when you're watching other people live a life that you know you were meant to lead. Like, if you see somebody, maybe you're scrolling and you see people on Instagram, and you're like, ugh, and you have something to say, the people that you're judging are generally living the life that you wish you had the guts to build. Okay. So that feeling is deceptive. That feeling of comfort is very deceptive. Comfort is not peace. Comfort is not fulfillment. Comfort is not alignment. Like when people are like, and I tell myself, I just want to get this job and I just don't want to think about it when I get home and I want to be able to shut it off. Please stop telling yourself that story because it's not true. It's just familiar. It feels easier. And that's where most people end up camping out for life. And why do they camp out there? Because our brains are wired for survival. They're not wired for success. They're not wired for growth. They're wired for safety. Like our primitive brain's job is to keep us alive, which means avoid change, avoid risk, or avoid anything unknown. Isn't it amazing sometimes when you do something out of your comfort zone or unknown, everybody has an opinion? It's because remember, their brains are wired for safety. But we're not just meant to survive. Every single one of us are on this earth to thrive. We're not born to fit in. We're here to stand out. We're here to level up, and you are here to lead. But leading requires change. It requires growth. Like when people say, I think it was just not meant for me, or I gave it a try. No, you didn't. Like you didn't. Did you feel pain? Did you change? Were you willing to feel the pressure? And here's what comfort looks like in real life. So let's talk about like some real life scenarios, right? Saying yes to opportunities, but secretly hoping that they cancel, right? Working a job that you know you've outgrown. You know you're made for more and capable more, but it's paying the bills. So you're staying there. Or maybe you're staying in a relationship where you know it's not serving you. You feel unseen. It's like you just, in the core of your being, you know it's not right, but it's easier for you to stay in that relationship than to be alone. Maybe you're posting inspiring quotes, but you're actually never applying them. Like you read it, you save it, but like now what are we going to do with it? Maybe it's avoiding confrontation and calling it keeping the peace, right? That's comfort. But the thing about comfort is it's really dangerous. And you know why it's dangerous? Because comfort keeps you stuck in a life that you're tolerating versus a life that you desire. So again, it's a choice. Do you want to live in a life that you tolerate? Do you tolerate your job? Do you tolerate your current friends? Do you tolerate the small conversations people are having? Do you tolerate the excuses that you're surrounded by? Or do you want to live a life that you desire, that you're waking up, you're inspired, you feel fulfilled, you love what you do, you love building what you're building, you're working towards this incredible vision that keeps you up at night and wakes you up in the morning? You know what is scarier than failing? I'm going to tell you what's scarier than failing. Waking up 5 years from now in the exact same place. You know, I'm an entrepreneur. I am building a network marketing business. You could be in any profession, but I'm going to tell you, and I've told this story many times, 19 years ago, I was out of corporate America for 5 years. I was a stay-at-home mom. I loved being home with my kids. I was praying to God for more. I had a good life. I had a great life. I met somebody at a backyard barbecue. And after she started telling me about this company and the products, the hairs on my arm and the back of my neck stood up because for the first time in my adult life, I was starting to dream and realizing, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing? I'm settling. I didn't even realize I was surviving when I could be thriving. And she asked me a question. Where will you be 5 years from now if you keep doing what you're doing, especially financially? I had a good life. I wanted a great life. If I wanted change, I needed to be the change. That required growth. Here's the thing. I didn't know anything about my industry. I never sold a thing in my life. I had no idea who would join me, who would laugh at me, who would think I was crazy. My kids were all small. Brooke was 6, Tyler was 4, Bailey and Ryan are twins. They were 1.5. They were oh, by the way, and when I stepped out of corporate, I needed to earn about $50,000 to stay home to bridge that gap between my corporate income and no income. So I was watching 7 kids under the age of 5 in my home. There was so many limited thoughts that were going through my head that were fears, and they were tempting me to stay in my comfort zone. But then there was this quiet little voice in my soul that kept saying, what if she's right? What if this works? What if you treat this like a business and not a hobby? What could you create? What if this is the answer to your prayers? Deb, are you willing to feel the pain or die slowly in your comfort zone praying for more? And that's the thing. Growth hurts. That's the point, right? So let's really talk about growth. Growth is uncomfortable. Growth is emotional. We don't like dealing with emotions, right? It's inconvenient. It's definitely inconvenient. And often it's very lonely. Growth is lonely. I have outgrown networks. I have outgrown friends. I've outgrown conversations. I've outgrown things. And it's been so tempting sometimes because you want to feel included. You want to be invited, but like people don't want you sometimes around talking about hopes and dreams when they want to talk about bullshit. Okay. So growth requires effort. It forces you to face your fears. It forces you to rewrite your story and shed who you've been. And it does hurt. But that hurt, if you really think about it, like it's not a bad hurt. It's the hurt of expansion. You're kind of like outgrowing your shell. You're outgrowing yourself. You're outgrowing your vision. You're outgrowing your lid of potential. And that's your soul stretching into its potential. So like think about physical growth. So if you think about a caterpillar, it becomes a butterfly, but in the cocoon, it actually dissolves itself to become a butterfly. It literally turns into goop before it transforms. I didn't know that, you guys. I actually looked it up. Like, how does the process happen? Like, I just thought a kind of fuzzy little caterpillar stays in the cocoon and then it comes out beautiful. No, it actually sheds. And we talked about it, I think it was the last podcast, of like the process of gold. It melts down and then all of the impurities come to the surface and it gets, the impurities get taken off. And so that's what happens when a caterpillar is becoming a butterfly. If you think about kids having growing pains, like it's bones stretching, it's joints aching, but it's because they're becoming bigger. Muscles tear to rebuild stronger. Pain is always part of growth. So if you're not uncomfortable, you're just not growing, period. Like if you wake up every day and you just feel comfortable and everything is easy and you don't feel any stress and you don't, people associate stress with a bad thing. Just turn that stress into, oh my gosh, I'm feeling this excitement and this is growing pains and I'm going to lean into it. Because you know what else hurts? Facing the truth about your habits, the truth about your mindset, the truth about how long you've let fear dictate your path. But the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, is the key to freedom. You know how every home has that spot that you like think about throughout the day? That place that allows you to finally exhale. And for me, it's like cuddling up on my couch with a really good book. And Cozy Earth just sent me their dreamy bubble cuddle blanket. And I have to tell you, friends, it's literally next level. When life is stressful or you're burnt out, what's the one place in your home that you think to retreat to? So the bubble cuddle throw blanket is the absolute best. It's big, it's cozy, it's classy, it's beautiful. Honestly, it's perfection. They even have a 100-night sleep trial. Try them out. If you don't love them, return them hassle-free, but trust me, you will not want to. If you want the best sheets, blankets, towels, and more, head to cozyearth.com and use my code Debbie in all caps for 40% off. And make sure you let them know you heard about Cozy Earth right here, because your couch and bed should be more than a place to relax and sleep. It should be your happiest place. Cozy Earth makes that possible. When we were young, we used to dream of being anything: an astronaut, the president, a prince, princess. But as you get older, your dreams change, focusing less on running the world and more on how you can take your skills and ideas and turn them into something real. Instead of dreaming of going to space or owning a castle, maybe you start dreaming of owning your own business. You'll need a website, a payment plan, a logo, and a way to advertise to new customers. It can all be overwhelming and confusing, but thankfully, that is where today's sponsor, Shopify, comes in. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. What if people haven't heard about my brand? Shopify helps you find your customers with easy to run email and social media campaigns. And what if I get stuck? Shopify is always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer service. Turn those dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and get selling today at shopify.com/level up. Go to shopify.com/level up. Shopify.com/level up. The truth, no matter how uncomfortable, is the key to freedom. And in 19 years, here's what I can tell you. Many people have quit. Many people have pulled back. And how many times I have felt lonely. And it was so easy to choose comfort, but I kept building. I met new people. I expanded my vision. I expanded my why. I built my belief, right? So let's talk about this in kind of like a practical sense, okay? So when you launch a business, it hurts. You fail from time, you got to fail your way forward. And then you doubt yourself. And sometimes you're going to lose money before you make money. When you develop as a leader, leaders aren't born, they're developed. It hurts. You get criticized. You can be misunderstood. You're going to have to make hard decisions. You're going to have to stand in your commitment when nobody else is standing in theirs, right? When you level up personally, it hurts. You know what happens when you level up? You actually draw that line in the sand that you're leveling up. People will pull away from you. You will outgrow friends. You will get judged for changing. Friends will stop inviting you and you will feel left out. But guess what? That's pain. That pain, it's sacred. It means you're in motion and it means that you're alive. Like you're alive. Our goal is to be living our best life. So why is comfort so dangerous? And I really want to peel away the layers to the onion on this of why comfort is so dangerous. Comfort feels good short term, but you know what it's going to cost you long term? Everything. It will cost you everything. It numbs your urgency. It weakens your drive. It tricks you into settling. When you choose comfort, you stop moving. And when you stop moving, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, you stop leading. It's a slippery slope of mediocrity. And the worst part, it doesn't feel wrong. You still like you look like you're doing okay. Your bills are paid. You're justifying where you are. Life is stable. You might even get some compliments. You did such a good job. But deep down, you know you're made for more. You were not made to just get by. The enemy of great is not failure. It's comfort. Let me tell you, average people will cheer your comfort and question your growth because your discomfort threatens their complacency. Your evolution reminds them of their stagnation. So they will say things like, "You've changed. Why can't you just relax? You're always working. You take that business that you started too seriously. That's fine. They don't have your vision. They don't have your calling. And the longer you hang with them, you will adopt their vision, which is small and settling. Comfort doesn't create legacy, growth does. So what are some of the benefits of choosing growth? Now let's look at the other side because growth isn't just pain, it's power. All of your power lies in the ability for you to grow and move forward. When you choose growth, you know what you're choosing? Clarity. Like clarity. You're clear on your vision. You get clear on who you are. You get clear on what you value, and you get clearer on what you're here to do. That's what growth does. You become refined in the process of growth. When you choose growth, you're growing your confidence. Every time you do something hard, you're building evidence that you can. You are enough. You have what it takes inside of you. Growth is growing your capacity. You become the person who can handle more. You can handle more pressure. You can handle more purpose. You can handle more success. You can handle more money. You can handle more responsibility. You can lead more people. You're growing your capacity every single time you choose being uncomfortable. Fulfillment. Growth isn't easy, but it feels right because it aligns with you and your purpose. So growth multiplies everything. Isn't that awesome? Like, we're talking about expansion. We're talking about multiplication. We're talking about moving forward. Like comfort, you're either staying there or you're decreasing. So growth multiplies everything. It multiplies your impact, your income, your influence, your leadership, your inner peace, everything. And guess what? The discomfort fades. The pain of growth is temporary. The pain of settling is forever. So the discomfort will eventually fade. The fear will dissolve. What once scared you becomes your new baseline. Like if you're somebody that goes for sales numbers the way I do in my business, there are numbers that once scared me to death that today is like, oh my gosh, like that's a baseline. Like that's a short-term goal. That doesn't scare me anymore. And the reason why it doesn't scare me anymore is because I did it. And then I built the habits. You don't just do it once because, let's say you have a number that you're going towards and you like hit it. When I hit the numbers that really scared me, it was because it was like momentum and energy and going for it. Like I was becoming almost like a crazy person. But then when I committed to hitting those numbers over an extended period of time, I was building new habits, a new mindset. And so what happened is I built a new baseline. Okay. So what once scared you will become your new baseline. You normalize courage. You normalize expansion. You start thinking bigger. You start talking bigger. You start showing up bigger. And that's how you separate yourself. You guys, we talk about this all the time. The road to average is really, really crowded. The road to growth is not really crowded because it's the 1% of people that have what the 99% don't, because the 1% of people are willing to do what the 99% are not willing to do. It's great to talk about all the things you want in life, but so many people settle. They just settle in life. So let's talk about some business and leadership examples, right? And these are just some people who chose growth over comfort. So you look at Howard Schultz, grew up poor, started working at Starbucks when it was just a small chain, and he had a vision to scale it globally. People thought he was crazy. He risked rejection, humiliation, and failure. Now Starburst, I must be thinking candy. I don't even like candy. Now Starbucks is worth billions. He chose growth. We look at Sarah Blakely. She started Spanx with $5,000 and 0 investors. Everyone said no. She kept knocking. She had an idea. She felt passionate about the idea. She got creative. She grew. And today she's a self-made billionaire. Growth didn't just change her life. It changed the lives for women everywhere. So if you think about Elon Musk, and people could say what they want about Elon Musk, but this man reinvests everything. He lives on the edge of discomfort constantly. He doesn't stop. He fails hard and he keeps going. He bet his entire fortune multiple times because he saw what others didn't. And so when you even just think of those 3 examples, what do they all have in common? They embrace the pain of growth so they could enjoy the reward of purpose. They were unwilling to stay comfortable, and now they're legends. If you think of all the people that have legendary status, they literally chose pain over comfort. So how do we separate ourselves? Because friends, that's the ultimate goal. It's the ultimate goal. We're not competing. There's so much abundance for everyone, but the cream will always rise to the top. So how do you become the cream? How do you separate yourself? And Real big question is how do you separate yourself from the sea of comfort chasers? Like there's just oceans of comfort chasers, and you don't want to blend with them. You don't want to hang out with them. So number one, raise your standards. Stop settling for good enough and start demanding great of yourself. Mediocrity is a decision, and so is mastery. You get to choose. Your standards are what you allow. Your standards are what you work towards. Okay. Discipline your mind. Your mindset is your thermostat. Growth starts with what you think and what you speak. So declare bigger, think bolder, seek resistance. Look for opportunities to be uncomfortable. Find the thing that scares you and build towards it. Speak even if your voice shakes. Launch even if you're not ready. Say yes even if your knees are buckling. I knew nothing about my business or profession, but I said yes because I'd rather feel pain of growth than the death of comfort. Show up when it's hard. Consistency is king. We hear that all the time. Consistency is king. Do the work, especially when you don't feel like it. And 5, lead by example. Your team doesn't grow by hearing your words. They grow by watching your grit. Show them what's possible. If you said you were going to lead them to the top, then get to work and show them what you're made of, but also show them what is possible for them. The longer you stay in your comfort zone, you're the lid for your team and your future team. Number 6, embrace the suck. Things are going to suck, and there's absolutely no shortcut to success. The beginning will be messy. The middle will be painful, but the end, that's where your greatness is. Okay. So I want to leave you guys with some truth. Okay. Growth hurts. It's not supposed to feel easy. It's supposed to feel worth it. We're here for worth it. Comfort is seductive, but it's seducing you into a lie. It's keeping you small, safe, and silent. You are not average. You're not here to blend in. You are a builder. You're a leader. You are a trailblazer. You can choose comfort or you can choose greatness. You cannot choose both. So I want you to really think about it today, this week, this month, this season, this year. Choose wisely because your future depends on it and your future is watching. We are not here to play small. We are not here to be comfortable. We're here to level up every single day. So I love you, friends, and I believe in you.